Welcome to today's video. I am so excited about today's video. I have 6 of my top tips and tricks that I would implement as a working makeup artist. When I would go do weddings or client makeup, typically the makeup needed to last all day. So I had certain tips and tricks that I would implement to ensure that. Specifically in today's video, we're going to be talking about tips and tricks to create a nice bold lip that stays in place all day and that is not so intimidating to achieve. And we're also going to be talking about a couple of foundation tips and tricks that I have for you. As a makeup artist, I would arrive to my job and I would have my kit. And in that kit, I needed to have everything I needed for any type of skin type, skin tone, skin texture, any skin concern that I might run into, I needed to have a product for that person. Well, I have this one kit that I carry, so I didn't have access to a full range of products. So I learned certain tips and tricks to really cater and customize foundations that I'm going to share with you today. I'm so excited about it, so let's get started. So first, I have 2 foundation tips and tricks for you. The first is what I would do to really customize the coverage and the finish of a foundation. Typically, we all like full coverage, especially for weddings or events. You want to have full coverage. You want to look good in photographs, but you also want your foundation to look good in person. You don't want to feel like you have a mask of makeup. So one tip that I would do when I wanted full coverage, but I also wanted to have natural looking skin, is using a mixing medium with a full coverage foundation. And my favorite mixing medium is MAC's Face and Body Foundation. So MAC actually sells mixing mediums. I'm not sure if they still sell them. I know they sold them years ago, but I would always just use Face and Body. Face and Body is one of my favorite really sheer natural looking foundations. Not only is it sheer and natural looking, but the consistency is really thin. You can see how thin that is. It's a beautiful foundation. It was designed for working makeup artists to apply on the face, but also the body. When you are doing editorial makeup or makeup for models, you need the body skin to look perfected. And so this foundation was created for face and body. As I recall, it was waterproof. I'm not sure if the foundation has changed over the last 10, 12 years that I have been gone from MAC, but at the time it was just a really great foundation to have in your kit because it was so versatile. So what I like to do is I like to add a couple of drops of this with a full coverage or thicker foundation. That way I'm getting full coverage, but I'm diluting it down a little bit and getting more of a natural finish. Now, depending on how thick of the foundation that you want to shear down a bit will depend on how much of the face and body that you want to add. So I'm showing this example using the Peach Perfect foundation. This is a matte foundation. I don't really find this foundation too heavy, but if you do like the coverage of this, but you feel like it looks a little too heavy after a few hours of wear, mixing something like the MAC Face and Body might be a good tip to try. Also, using Face and Body can alter the shade of the foundation. So if you have a foundation for summer and then winter rolls around and you still have that foundation, you don't want it to go bad, but you are quite a bit lighter, getting a Face and Body that is a lighter shade is a great way to kind of lighten that foundation and just have on hand to really customize your foundation. And on the opposite side of that, you can always get one that's slightly darker to add to your foundation. So I really love this product because I feel like you can create like this perfect cocktail of a foundation and complexion product. So the next tip is how to thicken your foundation, how to give it a little bit more thicker consistency, possibly a little bit more coverage. So for that, I'm using the Face and Body alone as my foundation, but I'm adding a translucent loose powder to thicken the consistency of this foundation up. Now it may offer a slight bit more coverage depending on the powder that you use. If you use a translucent, it's not going to offer much more coverage, but it's going to thicken the consistency up. It's also going to help set that foundation and make it a little bit more matte. So it's really kind of tweaking and customizing a more sheer natural foundation. In this video, I used the IT Cosmetics by Pores powder and it worked great. I found the best way to do it is to apply it on the back of my hand, get my finger into my loose powder and kind of mix it up with my finger and then go apply it on the skin. You certainly could apply the foundation first and then put a little powder on top of it and blend the two together, but I actually liked the process of mixing it on my hand first, just so that I made sure that I really incorporated that loose powder into the foundation and it was evenly distributed. So when I went to apply it on my skin, everything was nice and even. The next hack I would do on almost every single bride that I worked with is setting the foundation, ensuring that it stays in place all day. But just instead of spraying with a setting spray, I really like to use my already damp beauty blender and spray the damp beauty blender with a setting spray. I like the Urban Decay All Nighter. I would just spray this pretty liberally and then I would kind of squeeze it a couple times and then I would just go into the face and like gently press into the face. So not only is it going to help set and ensure your makeup stays all day, but it's also going to add add one less layer and one less step of just blending everything in and making sure that everything is nice and blended and pushed into the skin so that it looks really natural. I really like this way of setting foundation opposed to just grabbing it and spraying it on the face. I think sometimes too, especially when you're working on clients, it can be a little startling when you spray their face with a setting spray if they're not used to that step in their routine. But like I said, adding that press with a sponge is just going to help ensure that you're removing any excess product and you're just blending it in one last time. Okay, so let's talk lips. Bold, bright, fire red lips like I have on today. I actually love it. I don't wear color on my lips as much as I should. Every time I wear like an orangey red like this, I love it. A bold lip. I mean, that's pretty intimidating, even for someone like me, especially I feel like for a makeup artist, because you know, you may be comfortable with your lip shape, but when you sit someone in your chair that doesn't have the same lip shape as you, and lips are very uneven. I mean, you guys probably can look in the mirror and see your own lips and, you know, maybe one side's a little higher than the other. And when you have a big, bold lip like so, that's going to call more attention to those kind of unevenness, right? So what I like to do is start with a nude lip pencil. Not starting with a red lip pencil or a lip pencil to match whatever color you're using, but start with a flesh tone lip pencil and create the shape of your lips. If you need to enhance one side to even things out, do that with a nude lip pencil first. One, it's going to be easier for you and more comfortable. And two, when the bold color starts to wear off, you have that nude lip liner down already, so it's not going to wear off in an unattractive way. You know, sometimes you see people that have like a bold lip and it's worn off and they have like this weird like ring around their lip with the color, but all the center of the lip is gone, or you know, it's just patchy, it hasn't worn off evenly. Because it's a bold color like that, it's just more obvious. So I start with a nude lip pencil and I create the lip shape that I want. I fill in my lips with the nude pencil. Then I take a more bold lip pencil, like a red or whatever color I'm using, and I then go around my lips and fill in with that. Because I have that nude lip shape first, it is so much easier and so much less intimidating. Then I apply my lipstick. I know I've been talking about these lip liners a ton this year, but I love them. They are definitely a standout product for me in 2018. It's the Mirror Auto Lip Liner Duet, and I have the shade Barely Nudes. That's what I line my lips with first, and I really love this nude color. So it's not so much pinky, it's more of like a peachy nude, but it's not too brown. It's definitely more on the brown side than a pink nude, but it's not too brown. It's got a nice, like, warm peach tone to it on one side, and then on the other side it has this slightly lighter color that is a bit more of a pinky nude. This is like the perfect nude lip combination right here, you guys. I love this color. I also like the Crazy Cocoa, I think it is. I use that one a lot. It's a little bit deeper. And then I used the Racy Reds lip liner, and I'm going to show you the two reds that come in this. And these are the two reds that come in the Racy Reds. Both pretty bright, pretty bold. One's got a bit more like blue to it, and one's kind of more of like a fiery Indian red. I have two more tricks for you when it comes to a bold lip that are really just going to help make your lips pop and ensure longevity. So the first is applying concealer around the rim of your lips. Now you can really use any concealer. Now I like using a stick concealer like the Mirror Stick Concealer because it's in a crayon shape and it's obviously very easy to apply. You can also use a cream or a liquid concealer. I think the only thing that you want to be careful with is using a concealer that's really, really thick. Use something that's thin. I like the Mirror Nest because it is really nice and thin. It's a great, great touch-up concealer to keep in your bag. It doesn't take a lot of effort to blend it out. It's not a thick cream or a liquid. For the purpose of touching up and the purpose of what we're doing with the lips, it's just like the perfect concealer. So I apply it around the lips, and then I will take a brush or my finger. I think a brush is better because you can be more precise and have more control, and just blend that out. You want the concealer to be slightly lighter. You don't want it to be obvious. You don't want to have like this really bright ring around your lips, but you want something slightly brighter that's going to contrast with that lip color to really make your lips pop. It's also going to make your upper lip look a little poutier, a little bit larger. Then I like to go and kind of set that with a loose powder. That's just going to give a little more assurance that things don't start feathering and moving and spreading throughout the day. And the last trick that I have, you can actually apply this on any lipstick. I would avoid doing this on like a really glossy lip. But if you're wearing like specifically more of a cream lipstick, this is a great technique to just kind of simply mattify the lips a little bit, but also keep them in place and keep them from moving too much. It's really a great tip to keep your lipstick from feathering when you have a bold lip color, and that's applying a little bit of loose powder on top of your lips. You want the powder to be translucent so it doesn't alter or tweak the color of your lipstick. I like to use my finger, just dip it into my powder and gently kind of pat it on my lips. You don't want to apply too much. You just need a very sheer layer and then just kind of blot your lips together so that powder completely disappears. All right, you guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is fun. I love teaching makeup. It is my favorite thing about doing YouTube. It's why I started YouTube, and I realized over this last 6 months that that is what I want to focus more on this year. So if you want to see more educational videos, definitely leave me a comment in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!